when you are sleeping at night, say there is this nighttime dream you have. And in this dream, there is the theme character that symbolizes you. And there are a bunch of other characters. Say like just what is happening now, except occurring in a nighttime dream. And the theme character that is you is working to awaken in your nighttime dream. And the theme character is efforting and trying, having tastes and losing the taste, having decisions to make, whether to put spiritual practice first, or whether to take care of things the conditioned mind says needs to be taken care of. And then you wake up. And what the character chose to do in the dream becomes completely 100% irrelevant because you realize it's a dream. However, once you wake up, there is this great value in the dream that occurred because the character that represents your state of conscious awareness, the behaviors are written based on the level of being immersed in yourself. So let's say the character begins to sit and makes this intention to have a silent day and just go in. And after a half hour, there is distraction and frustration, and character goes out and does something. Upon waking, there is no issue whatsoever with the character in the dream, but there is receiving the information that the character that represents your level of awareness starts to sit but is distracted. This can be imbibed after you have woken up because you are no longer falsely identified as that character as you are while you're dreaming. You realize it's a dream and you can imbibe the symbolism that is actually the roadmap into your freedom. When you begin to root yourself in witness consciousness, in that which is watching the play, the unbounded awareness that is aware of the play is recognized to be a daytime dream. When you are feeling that which is aware of everything, which is everywhere and permeating everything appearing, but unchanging, even though it has the ability to witness. And then the offering of the daydream can be imbibed. If there is the experience that the character is failing, except it's not experienced as a character, it's experienced as myself. And there's all kinds of struggling and things going on in the mind that are creating challenge and sense of upset. This is just stress and struggle when there is identification. But when it is seen in clarity, it has nothing to do with what the character does or does not do. It's all laid out just like a nighttime dream. In a nighttime dream, the character may have a big choice to make, a decision to go this way or this way. But when you wake up, you realize there was no decision to make. The whole dream was already ordained based on the state of where you are living. And the character symbolizes that. It is never something important to go back to sleep, to go back into the dream, to fix something that you saw as wrong, because you realize nothing is ever wrong. It is all a reflection of the state of conscious awareness. What typically happens is in the opening phase, this is so clearly seen. And then in the contracted phase, when there is re-identification in the character, then the attention gets sucked into that with a repetitive story of someone doing something wrong and the result of all of this struggle. But eventually, when the rootedness begins really to take, there begins to be a constant relationship with what is aware, no matter what is playing in the dream. It is at this point that the wisdom that is being offered can be taken in. It ceases to be about the character. The character is recognized to be a reflection. If you are looking in the mirror and you move your arm and you see the arm move in the reflection in the mirror, there's no one in the mirror moving the arm, it's the reflection. This reflection, just like in a nighttime dream while you're dreaming, experiences 5 senses: thought and emotion. It is 3-dimensional, just like a nighttime dream. It is perceptive, just like a nighttime dream. It offers all of the same type of phenomena. While you're dreaming, you don't know you're dreaming. As soon as you wake up, it is obvious. No one has to convince you after you have woken up that it was a dream. The teaching from the dream is imbibed and then it is just released. This is the way that the teachings in this life are taken in. Based on the nature of the dream, all of the importance is about the character and how the character is doing and what the character is doing. But at a point you realize it's a reflection. It's a dream. From the centerless space of awareness that is not bound, that is not away from, that is everywhere in everything. It becomes so clear that what is appearing is an appearance. When the feeling of that which is everywhere is in the foreground, it is impossible to experience identification with the character, even when the character in the dream is identified. And the beauty of this daydream is that it constantly is morphing based on the depth of your connection with yourself. It is this constant teaching. It is this constant offer that can only be taken in when it is seen through the eyes of clarity, through clear mind, which is pure awareness. And then there is falling into the feeling of clear mind, thoughtless awareness. And the feeling is beingness. It's the feeling of pure existence. You cannot dream at night if you do not exist. But while you are dreaming, your whole world is lost in the perceptive experience of the dream. But the feeling of your existence, which is, has nothing to do with the dream. There is clear mind which arises and receives the input, receives the teaching. But the feeling of awareness is dreamless. The feeling of awareness is like dreamless sleep, except you are awake. And then something comes up in the play, and the appearance of the dream returns. And out of the feeling of beingness arises awareness, that which witnesses the appearance. Something is taken in, something is humbled. And then it dissolves, just like at night. There's one dream, it dissolves, another dream appears. This is a constant morphing, three-dimensional dream where there is no separate beings. Something that has been tasted over and over again. You look for the separate one. You look for the thinker, the chooser, and you find nothing. In the feeling of what the mind calls nothing, you discover yourself, the feeling of which has no dream in it. And then when it is time for a teaching, dream arises out of centerless awareness, arises the witness, seen as a dream, no experience of doing, even if the character is experiencing doing. And then there is receiving of this constant reflection that is the roadmap, that is reflecting back what otherwise could not be seen. It's what a nighttime dream does. It reflects back what otherwise could not be seen. Furthermore, what is realized when you wake up from a nighttime dream is that all of the characters represent an aspect of your own psyche. The main character is representing me, the other characters are representing others, but it is all arising out of my mind, my psyche, such that there is a recognition that in truth there was not one character that was you and other characters that were others. It all arose out of the psyche. It's all symbolic. There are no real individuals in a nighttime dream. And this has been tasted in the daydream many times. The issue is that when there is contraction into identification in the daydream, typically there is forgetting. And this is the work. The work is all about receiving the wisdom. You can only receive the wisdom in this moment. There is no past in this moment, so there is no story. When there is no story, there is no point of reference. When there is no point of reference, there is a readiness to receive. There is the taste that it is all a dream. There is no concern about making a choice or decision because it's happening in the dream. But there is this grace of this wisdom that is being offered moment to moment in the daydream when you are open to receive. Meaning, letting go of the conditioned dream habit of a past, of an identity, of anything known. Just being present and open to receive and imbibe. It's not the character in the dream receiving and imbibing. It's receiving and imbibing the totality of the appearance, this dream appearance that arises within your being. And then who is there to blame? Who is there to strive for awakening? What remains is the feeling of the heart. The feeling of the heart is eternally now. There's no past in the feeling of the heart. There is no story in the feeling of the heart. There is no individual that can be found in the feeling of the heart. What arises out of the beauty of the heart's silence is awareness, which is clear mind, mind without thought. Aware of the play that is appearing within the beingness, the infinite beingness of the self, of yourself. The character in the daydream is searching for who you are. The character in the dream can never find who you are because it is an appearance in a dream. There really is no character. So it becomes just this way of openness, not doing, not fixing, not deepening, just openness. Just openness to the feeling of the heart, which is infinite and unbounded. Feeling this now, it's the only thing that's real. It's now. And then this feeling of being, this feeling of the heart, will spring forth awareness when the play is playing and there is some teaching that is potentially waiting to be imbibed. The teaching is not for the character in the dream, for there is no character, it's just a dream. The teaching is for yourself, the conscious awareness that is yourself. Re-educating itself, remembering itself. You remembering yourself is not the character in the dream remembering anything. If the character in the dream remembers awareness, this is information. It's taken in. But it's just in the mirror. Everything that appears to change is in the mirror. The feeling of being is changeless. Whether the character is struggling or on fire in joy, it's all a three-dimensional, five-sensory dream. It's all a reflection of the state of awareness. Somebody in the dream does something bad to somebody else. It's all happening in the dream. You can't find an individual to blame. You cannot find a doer when you are clear. When you are clear, you are living in reality. Reality is now. The feeling of now is infinite. Within the infinite feeling of now, you taste yourself. And then the dream appears, and you can receive the reflection while recognizing there are no choosers. Then this life is used in light speed as this roadmap that reawakens the consciousness that you are to its nature. The habit is to get sucked into the particulars. This or that, right or wrong, future, past, situations, particulars. But everything is taking care of itself and it moves as a reflection of you. The ironic and amazing discovery is that the dream morphs in these beautiful ways as you more and more deeply discover your nature. That trying arises in forgetting, and then karma is carrying it, and karma is already written, just like the dream. The profound impact lies in non-doing, lies in allowing, lies in simply being open. Letting things play the way they play. Reminding oneself the nature of who and what you are. The only thing that cannot be denied, that you exist. And the feeling of your existence is liberation from the identification that you have been a dream character. This is what is called freedom. When that identification is lifted, then the whole dream morphs and is witnessed as a reflection of love and happiness, a reflection of divine wisdom. Still recognized to be a reflection, but the reflection is beautiful. As you are resting in your nature in an unbroken way, resting in your existence in an unbroken way, resting in the feeling of that which is now in an unbroken way. Just this moment, just this, however it may appear.